Hello, everyone. My name is Jason, and with me is our lead front-end developer. How you doing, Patrick?
Hello, everybody. I'm feeling great.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick, you worked a lot on this several months, and this was completely your vision. So, yeah, it's probably. Are you excited to show us your masterpiece?
Yes, that's my little child. Right, the landing page I will leave you guys to discover on your own. But the most important part you can see here and you'll be interested in is the subscription panel. And we are also interested in you. And but you will see that and you will follow also the most popular subscription, which is here. The differences between the subscription levels is the rate of the data. Okay, and as you will be for the first time seeing this application, you have two options to join, which is firstly you can go by the subscription or you can sign up firstly. And sign up is very easy, like you have to fill up the simple basic information, which is your first, last name, email, and super secure password. Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, tell me what is down there with the Google authorization? What's the difference?
All right. Yeah. So we have two ways of logging in. If you don't like to remember your password, you prefer to be logged in the Google service, you can use the Google one. I always use that because my memory is sometimes malfunction and I forget my password. So I prefer to use the Google. But if you are I would say, old school person who is using a different password and you prefer to be, let's say, more secure, but Google is handling the secure passwords and authorization securely. So the difference is that
Yeah.
you log in it in a different way. In here, you have to remember the password. In here, you have to be logged in the current session in the Google.
So, Patrick, can you go back to the other screen for a minute, real quick? The home
Yes.
screen? So one button I wanted to also point out is the join the public Discord. Public being free. We have a general page so you can join our Discord and get some information before you subscribe. We have many, I think over 2,500 people in the Discord. Many of them are subscribers and they can help answer your questions. I'm in there more often than not too. I'm in there much more often than I'm on Twitter. And if you have technical problems, Patrick's even in there too. He lurks in the bug channel. So we don't leave you hanging. We also have a lot of videos. There's a link to our YouTube. The data does give great edge as shown in the white paper that is right there. We have a user guide and how to technically read the widgets and stuff in Volland, and then the trading community will help you too. So if you're just starting out and this is your first time visiting the site, there are a lot of resources there. I encourage you to use them. Yeah.
Here we have again mentioning about the help center video guide and joining the community if you need any help. There are two ways to create a workspace. For the first time, you can click here, which is called My First Workspace, or you can go and click this button up on the left top corner. So let's go. Previously, our old application was separated by two concepts. We had a summary and exposure sites where we could use the different charts and information about the statistical with current market and ticker. Right now we moved that to the presets. So if you're more familiar with the old application, you create one of the workspaces that will mimic the summary or the exposure uh, page. And also we have a different one where we had separate page that was only dedicated for the zero DTE exposure, which is also here. All right, but let's create a custom workspace. It's the widget-based architecture, which means that we can add as many widgets to the workspace as we can. So, for example, I have here summary widgets, where in the summary gamma, for example, is candlestick chart with the chart balance lines over it. One is a heat map chart, which has all of the data for the given ticker. The bar chart, and so on and so on. Exposure
Yeah, we're
works a
not going to
little bit different.
explain. Yeah, just to let everybody know, we're not going to explain how to use these in this video. This is just the technical how to use Volland video. So
Yes.
there are other videos for using these.
Exposure is actually two charts in the two widgets in the one, which means that you can have a bar or cumulative chart. You can also add only one of those charts, but you have to disable this toggle in here. And for example, you want to add only a cumulative chart, then you have to tick this toggle. And now you have only a cumulative chart.
Mhm.
Okay, I will get back to this point to show you historical, but before of that, I want to say that we have also other widgets, which are statistics that are show only the numbers that you may be interested in. And as Jason said, it will be described more in detail in a different video. Yeah, and going back to the exposure chart. So for example, before you wanted to add a historical chart based on some data. So for example, I want to use all expirations. So I already have it. And then I want to use 7th of August calculation date from 14th to 2 p.m.
Yeah, so this is good
And
for
I
back
press apply.
testing, basically. That we included, I believe, 6 months of historical charts for back testing purposes. So you can look at what the market did, and you can look at what Volland looked like during that time and see how to read Volland in order to allow that market condition to happen.
You have three different sizes, and here you have some sort of preview how your workspace would look like. The sharing right now is happening on the laptop, which means that this is how it will look like. Small chart will be on half of my screen. Medium will be a little bit bigger, and large will be on full. But I always recommend to use the small charts because now I will show you why. We have a small chart in here, but if you want to have a bigger, this is on bigger screen, you can click this button, which make visible this chart on the full screen, and you can now be focused only on this kind of the chart. Oh, and as you can see, live, and now update occurs by indication of the spinner.
Patryk, can we go through the top bar where it says Volland right there, and then that little timer? What is that above that?
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the app header. Like here we have our logo, of course, we have to brand it. Here we have a timer. Timer is saying when the next update will occur. It depends on the subscription I already have. In my case, I have the highest subscription, and it's Volland Live, which means that every update will occur in 5 minutes. User control is switcher between the themes. We are supporting at the moment two themes, which is light mode and the dark mode, as you can see. On here, where you have the small user icon, you have a user dropdown. And in here, you have option to log out, option to upgrade your subscription or manage it. Whenever you click on it, you are being redirected to the Stripe, but let's not go there. And when you click Volland Live, you see the modal which allowing you to upgrade or cancel your subscription plan.
Got it.
In general, widget is just divided by two sections. Charts are divided by three sections. Let's call first one a top, which is an indication of the group, ticker, type of the chart, click, and then controls like full screen. And here we have a context menu for given widget. And all of the widgets have the same top bar. Difference is only the data here. I will briefly add another widget so we can see. Here we can edit the widget. So for example, I'm interested in different historical calculation date or different expiration. I can duplicate it and edit, or either edit this one. Or I'm not interested at all in the data. I want to remove this widget. Then I click delete. Then we have a body, and body is the difference between each widget. So for example, I will add now statistic widget. That's a ticker. And as you can see, body of this widget is way different because it's actually the different widget that has different data, which means we cannot show, in this case, the chart because we want to show different data.
See,
Let's add another one.
so you only have the choice of making this a small widget.
Different widgets has different sizes because this widget has so small amount of data, so there's no point to make it large. We have three sizes of the widgets. Charts are available in three sizes, and statistics depending on the statistic. For example, we have here spot word correlation. This is also the chart widget, but it's not in the group of exposure or summary, but it's a chart widget, which means that it has three widget sizes.
I see.
Aggregate Greek trend as well, but for example, total premium positioning is not, because we still have some small amount of data and there is no point to make it bigger.
I see. Okay.
All right. Another feature that we have right here is that we can prioritize the data that we want to see. For example, you can add, as we spoke at the beginning, you can add as many widgets as you want, which means that this workspace can be very, very big. Let's create a workspace from a preset so we can see how big it can be. All right. And now, as you can see, I have to scroll through all of the page.
Wow. So it's unlimited how many we can have. Can you rearrange?
Yes, that's what I will say. So, for example, interesting in data cumulative, I can either remove it or change the place with delta adjusted gamma. By doing that, I have to hover over the top bar of the chart, click it, and then move it. Oh. And now that was amazing that we had an error because each of the widget has different state of placeholder. We have two states of placeholder, which is we don't have the data for given configuration. The placeholder looks a little bit different, or we have a widget loading error like this. Previously, we didn't have an option to reload. And right now, when you click on this link, try to reload, it will immediately try to reload the data. And as it's reload and loaded, it will show you the chart.
Yeah, but I should add, if you do have an issue, if you have like an error or something, please either report it in the bug channel in Discord, or at the very, you could send an email to us and we'll get to it as soon as we can.
Yes, and if you will include as many possible information as you can, it will be easier for me to read it, because don't be afraid to mention me. Let's get back here. The smaller the widget, the easier it's to arrange. As you can see, it's going back and forth. Other nice feature is that whenever you add any of widget, it's arranging and adapting to your screen. So as you can see, I have an empty place in here. I will add another widget, and it will directly move here. So we're not wasting space. Another nice feature that I want to talk about is that we support also some sort of shortcuts. Each of the form that is in the model accept two shortcuts. So, for example, I went here, but I want to close this window. I can do it by clicking escape, and that's it. If, for example, I want to add something and the configuration that I already have is okay for me, I press Control Enter, and it's being added, just to make your life easier. Another thing connected with the workspaces is that we can either hide the tabs, but because, for example, we have a lot of workspaces, imagine that you can have like here unlimited amount of it, but you are using only on daily basis, like for example, one in my case. So I can click on the cross there, and I have two options. I can either hard delete it, which means that I will not be able to get it ever, or I can use this second option, which is close and save for later. Let's use it for now. And now, as you can see, it disappears from this place. But where I can find it? On the left, below the Volland logo, we have those three stripes with the boxes. When you click on it, there is a drawer showing up on the left side. There is now our hidden word. Whenever I click on it, it gets back. See?
So is that saved forever, or is that like now that it's up, if I click on those three bars, do I not see it anymore?
Yeah, it will be that it's a list of all of your workspaces that you have. But workspaces have two states. It's active or whenever it's treated this way, it's archived. When I press delete, look, it's not here anymore, and you
Oh, I
cannot
see.
retrieve it. So watch out when you do this. And also those modals with the deletion, they are not accepting the control enter because you may by mistake remove something and we want your safety.
Yeah.
All right, other feature that is, we are very proud of it, and also it's actually made by a request. It's a grouping or a linking feature, depending how you call it, which means that each of the widget has a box in here. I may want to group some of the features. So for example, all the statistics widget, I want to group as a, let's say, yellow. So I just need to click on this box and click yellow. After some time, the box will change the color. It means that it's assigned to a different group. Whenever there is something assigned to the group, you actually see what is there. Let's show you some of the edge case. We have two ticker widgets in here, and they're in different group. But let's say I want to open them. So I click here again, but look what will happen now. Previously, we had here one widget. There was a ticker SPX. Now it's mixed because we have two different tickers. So whenever you you will see later how we can change massively the parameters. But for this situation, let's change it to the orange group, and let's change another widgets to the yellow group. Assign them. And now on the left side, in here, we have a sidebar. Previously, we know that here we can add a new widget. Here we can edit a workspace, and here we have a groups in the workspace. So right now we have three groups. One is yellow group, another one is orange group, and the last one is widgets without the group. Okay, and so for example, I have those three statistics, and I have two options to deal with now. First one is that I can just simply and very fast change the ticker of those. So for example, I want to look on the Tesla now, and it's massively changed.
Nice.
But in this case, those three widgets are only working over the ticker parameter. So whenever I will go to the edit group, there will be only ticker to change. But the situation will be changed when I will change this group to the this chart the group to yellow one. Look what happened now. I can see everything. But the thing is that right now I have a ticker in a mixed mode, which means that I will have to change either remove this exposure widget or change the ticker for everything. So for example, I want to get back to SPY. It was historical. Let's go to live and all expirations. Now, whenever I will press save, all of those available options will change to the common parameters. So for example, if I will have also another widgets that have any of those common parameters, they will be changed depending on the widget. Look, all of those have SPI.
Very cool.
Right now. Yes, and actually that's it from the grouping.
Is loading time impaired if you have a lot more widgets in one workspace, or?
For the loading time. Loading time depends on a few factors. First, the most important is your internet. Second one is our data resources, which means that some of the calculations cannot be done very fast, which means that it may need a little bit time to load, and also your computer. As we have, like, for example, a lot of charts like we had in this situation, it may take some time to render. And so also drag and drop is also another thing that needs around.
Okay.
So performance depending again by the internet, your computer, and calculations on our backend.
Okay.
Thing which is very nice is that you don't have to assign widgets to the same group to change the parameters. You can do it on the widgets without the group. So, for example, right now it's this workspace is created out of preset, and you can see change everything here. One thing that I didn't said is that if you change the group without a group, you can assign it to the group. So for example, if I will press yellow here, after pressing save changes, all of the widgets will jump to the yellow group. But in this situation right here, it's good for managing our charts and widgets. For example, I want only delta and delta adjusted gamma in my group. So I remove from the right side all of the remaining widgets that I don't want to add. Now I can change the group to yellow and maybe change the expirations to 0DT. Why not? I save and it has changed. Now we have a one more group box that is colored on the yellow, and also we change the parameters of it.
Very cool. So if you expand one of these exposure charts to fill up your whole screen, am I
Like
now able to like scroll down and see the other charts, or
no, we have to go and remove this mode, like go back to the regular mode. Full screen mode was made to focus you on only one current widget that you can see. That's why you cannot scroll right now. So
got
you
it?
can zoom in, check the values and everything. Also, the question sometimes may be like, what is this white line in the middle? This is actually current price of a given ticker
Mhm.
in such moment.
Can you show the zooming of using your mouse?
It's working like
See,
that.
yeah,
I'm
the
using
roll
actually
bar.
the trackpad. So you have to hover over the chart and then use the scroll event. If it's mouse, that will be working as well. And here you can reset the zoom if you want to go back. Important thing is that fun fact, crucial fact, zoom is persisted per update. So if you leave the zoom like this, update will occur, zoom will stay at this mode. But zoom resets in some cases. So for example, if I change the workspace and I go back to the previous workspace, zoom is reset. Whenever you change any parameters that change the amount of x-axis ticks, so for example, expirations, ticker, or count, zoom is reset as well. Have it in mind while browsing.
So I see a bunch of these in the yellow group. If I change one of the charts, just one of the charts on the three dot,
Then you will
will that
change
change
only
the whole
the
group, or will it just change that widget?
no. It change only the widget. So for example,
Okay.
I will move to puts. See, it changed only this one. But when
Got
I
it.
go here right now, edit group, puts the kinds is mixed.
I see.
But I can go back to puts and calls.
Very cool.
Also, important thing, which I also omitted. Let's get back to the puts. Edit. We have mixed value. Whenever I change it, we have a warning here. I've changed mixed field values, confirming will update them for the entire widget group permanently. Remember that there is no red in here. You cannot go back.
All right. So what do we have down there in the footers before we
Okay, so in the footer is of course our terms of service, privacy policy, a link to your page,
our website.
the funds as well. All right, and this is also a good point that you pointed out about the help page, because if you will not watch this video, help page might help you. We have FAQ, which has answered some basic questions, and Greeks, which describe how things are working under the hood, what is the TAG, VANA, and so on. And we have also dictionary, where you can find all of the acronyms or definitions of the given words. Mhm.
Yeah, we do. I mean, in the Discord especially, there is a little bit of shorthand that we use. So um that's what this is meant to help with. We should
I
we
would
should
also
put in
ask
some of the
you,
slang too. When people say ripper, so everybody knows what that means.
I would also ask you to, if you find anything that might be useful for Volland, we have a
Mhm.
separate channel called feedback. Don't be afraid. Give us some feedback or any idea that would you like us to add in the application. We are very open to that. As you can see, this feature came from the community, and it's very useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to think that we do listen to your feedback quite a bit. Some things we can do, some things we don't. But for various reasons, either technical or data security or something like that. But for the most part, we definitely listen to all feedback. And as you're using it, if you have a new feature or something that you think we should entertain, happy to hear it. I guess that's it. So for Patryk, I'm Jason, the Wizard of Ops, and may Volland help you in your trading ventures.